Amari was asked about, lack of targets, that kind of stuff, and he was like, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I've never been this far, and that's all that matters. When a guy with his, stacked up days of success, years of success, can be that humble, what's that do for that wide receiver room?
I would say that's a perfect example of our wide receiver room as a whole. Like, especially at this point, it don't matter stats and who went crazy and who did this, who did that, as long as we come out with more points than the other team. So, it's dope for somebody, like him. Like you said, he's been at the top of our position forever. And to have that mindset, it shows how unselfish he is, and he just wants to win.
Just observing Amari since he's been here, getting to know him, what really stands out to you about his leadership, but also how he approaches the job?
Yeah, I think with Coop, you go to him with a question about anything, and it don't even really, got to be about football. It can be about whatever. And he's going to give you a great answer every time, a broken down answer of whatever it is that you're asking, into details. As far as you're asking about a route, he's going to go into details why he runs a route like that. Like, I know me personally, like, I watch him every time he steps on the field and how he runs his routes and how smooth he is within his routes. And try and implement that into my game as much as possible, There's a reason why he's been at the top of our position for years now, So obviously a great player, but an even better leader in person as well.
You can talk to him about anything, even outside of football. How about chess? You guys ever, because he's big into that.
Him and Mac go at it in chess. Me personally, I have yet to get into it. I see they're in the locker room. We got a chessboard in the locker room, and they're playing chess all the time. And not just them too. I think a lot of people have gotten into it. It's going to sound weird. I'm more of a checkers person. It's a lot more simple. So, yeah.
It's round 4 of your playoff battles against the Chiefs. But most of the team hasn't been here for all 4 battles. Do you think that some of the new pieces, not experiencing some of that scar tissue from the past, is a good thing for this Sunday?
Yeah, I would say I don't even think anybody necessarily even looks into the past. I think this team this year is really good at just being in the moment, in the present moment, and focusing on putting one foot in front of the other. Everything that's happened in the past, win or lose, it doesn't mean anything. We play them this week, and they're a great team, and they've done a lot. They've done different things since the last time we played them. So it's right back to putting in the preparation and the studying throughout the week to get ready for the game.
I think I missed the first question. Feel free to ignore this if you were already asked. Trent McDuffie, what makes him so special on that side?
Versatile. He can play outside corner. He can play nickel. I think they can really place him anywhere, and he's going to be successful at it. Smart. Obviously not big, but plays big, plays with the dog mentality. Fast. I mean, all around, really, really good player. There's a reason why he's at the top of his position right now. He puts good stuff on tape, so it just comes down to getting in the film room and really breaking everything down when it comes to watching him.
What does it say about this team that Josh has the trust in everybody on the offense, no matter whether it's you, whether it's Ty, that on any given play, anybody's number can be called, but Josh trusts that to be played to be successful.
Yeah, that just comes with the work that started in the offseason. Obviously a lot of new faces when this team was kind of first put together, and we went right to work. Didn't hesitate to get to work and put in the extra time to get to where we're at now. And I think that work, as it's continued throughout the season, is the reason why, he feels that way. So I think it just comes down to the work and preparation.
It's Josh MVP, DeMar comeback, and Joe assistant coach of the year. But another year where Sean isn't up for head coach of the year. What is, outside of these walls, what are people missing about Sean and maybe why he's not getting this recognition and why you guys feel like he should be?
Yeah, I mean, I love him. I think, he's the best coach I've been around. Just not only obviously with football, but just how he, cares about the guys within the building. He really cares about every single individual and their families as well. He takes the time to go out his way and make sure everybody's good. I know when the California fire started, he had pulled me aside and asked if, my mom was okay. My mom still lives down there. And that right there just it means a lot. It means a lot to me, you know. So, and you know, as far as football, you know, everything that I say and talk about, preparation, mentality, like all that stuff is passed down from him. You know, he's a really good influence on my mindset throughout the week and setting that tone as far as just putting one foot in front of the other and focusing on the now. You know, putting in the work, the extra time in. Like I said, it just starts with him. So, I mean, I don't know what they're missing. Great dude, great coach. I mean, just an overall, I'm blessed to have him as my coach.
We've heard a lot about the changes that he's made this year. There's been a couple stories written about it. What's that been like from your perspective to see maybe some growth from him at the head coach position?
What do you mean by stories?
Like, there's been a couple articles written profiling some of the changes he's made in terms of mentality and maybe the message he's giving you guys in critical situations. Have you sensed some changes that he's made this year, and what's your perspective on it?
Yeah, I think he does a great job of, you know, stressing to have fun. You know, at the end of the day, this is a game that, you know, we all as kids dreamed of being in this spot one day, and now we're here. So he makes sure to remind us not to forget about that. You know, this is a game, like, we're having fun. I think he does a really good job at balancing, you know, football between having fun, you know. Obviously, once we get in between the white lines, it's time to go to work. But that having fun part, too, is super important at this stage, you know. The moment you know, start to get all bundled up and all that stuff comes overthinking, and that's when, you know, we're not putting our best foot forward during the game. So he does a really good job at just setting the tone during the week.
Josh and Vaughn yesterday both talked about they had a conversation before the season started, and it didn't start about football, but it ended up kind of being about how it's important to put the pressure on the week leading up to the game, getting your body ready, getting your mind right, and the game's just fun. It's just the ball's going to fall where it is. Is that one of the reasons you guys seem so loose right now, that you can just go out and, hey, what happens happens, as long as we do the best we can, if you will?
Yeah, I remember Vaughn had said something in one of our leadership meetings. He was saying, you know, the story's already written. You know, so for me, that kind of stuck with me as far as, you know, you put in the work, and like I said, whatever happens, happens. But we know that our preparation throughout the week is going to be intense, so that when it comes game time, you know, that's the fun part. You know, our practice day should be hard. You know, the practices throughout the week and the meetings and the studying and preparation, all that stuff should be hard. You know, so come game time, it's, you know, be loose and have fun.